Brigadier General Mark Kimmitt. He's the former Assistant Secretary of State for Political and Military Affairs, and he spent 9 years as the military assistant to the NATO commander in Belgium and leading U.S. forces in Germany. Thanks so much for joining us on this news hour. What do you make of these drills by China? What's the message that Beijing is trying to send here?
Well, I think we've got to go back to the beginning. The fact remains is that the public announcement of Pelosi's visit and the near rebuke given by the White House has created this confusion on the U.S. side and in many ways a necessary response on the Chinese side. The Chinese are not going to take it very well, have not taken it very well, the fact that there was such an announcement about the visit. These are normally done in private, normally quietly. And so in many ways, the Chinese are simply responding to the bungled message that came out of Washington, D.C.
Why was that message so bungled? There was lots of speculation before her trip to Asia that she may visit Taiwan. Much of the media found out at the last minute that she was going to visit. So why was it so bungled when officially the U.S. Policy towards China and Taiwan, the situation has not actually changed?
No, I simply agree with you. We both agree that it was bungled. I think that was indicative of some poor coordination and communications between the Speaker's house, the Speaker at the House, and the White House. So these are the kind of incidents that cause these kind of unnecessary second order effects. But I think we'll get through this with no problem. This is just two sides basically rattling sabers, and this should be over in a day or two.
These two sides rattling sabers, as you say, at this point, really, with everything happening in the world at the moment, the conflict in Ukraine, the economic situation globally, and the food crisis, many countries really can't be engaging in any sort of armed conflict right now, especially China, Taiwan, and possibly the U.S. Then even getting involved. China, as you said, just reacted the way they felt they probably needed to. But domestically, Xi Jinping probably has more issues to look at domestically than internationally right now.
No, that's exactly right. You brought up the two issues, economic and the war in Ukraine. Both which are very clearly reasons why China would not want to go beyond simple military drills. Their economy is in pretty bad shape. They rely for a significant amount of their gross domestic product on exports. A war would simply and certainly affect that. Two, the war in Ukraine has sent a very clear message to countries such as Russia and China that a small country, a small spirited country that wants to defend itself can wreak havoc on an attacking army. And in the case of China, they not only would have to fight in Taiwan, but they would have to get to Taiwan across a pretty open sea. So I think the Chinese are level-headed enough to be talking reasonably in the background, although they are demonstrating provocatively in the foreground.
Okay, Mark Kimmitt, we're going to leave it there. But as always, thank you so much for your analysis and your expertise on these issues.